come tap in. Brothers come tap in. Brothers come tap in, come tap in, come tap in. Bringing that substance straight to the public. No capping, no bluffing. Now run it up, buddy. Brothers come tap in. All right, what's good, everyone? Tap on in, man. We got a good one for you right here. Things going crazy right now with Ryan Hinton out in Cincinnati. Crazy story, tragic story, man. So let's speak on it, man.
What exactly happened?
So there was a police report where there was actually a call in. I don't know if it was a call in or a report done. There was actually a stolen car, and the officers actually found the stolen car. And when they pulled up on the stolen car, 4 individuals jumped out the car and ran. Now, as the police officers went into pursuit, went to running, one of the kids, dropped a gun and they fell, which is the kid that got killed. You know what I'm saying? He fell, the gun fell. He picked up the gun, then continued to run. And as he was running, you know what I'm saying, him and the officer ran into one another. Officer shot him, and the dad messed around, and you know what I'm saying. I think the next day, I don't know how soon it happened. I don't know if it was the same day or the next day. They ain't really been too clear on that part. But yeah, the dad took and ran over another officer, a deputy, killed him.
Hey.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. Overall, now you got people that's defending the dad. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. They took one of ours. Now we're gonna take one of yours. You know what I'm saying. We got other people that's like, did y'all forget the man's son was in a stolen car with an illegal gun?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And then, like I said, then you got the grandfather. That's the part that I want everybody to see. Like the grandfather came out and said the most realest thing ever, and that's what we're gonna show later on in this clip. So right now we're gonna speak on this is Sean T32. This is a TikTok creator right here. We're gonna give him his shine right here, and we're gonna show y'all his point of view of the incident of the cop body cam.
First and foremost, I want to say rest in peace to Ryan Hinton. That was the young man's life taken in Cincinnati by the officers. They claim that he aimed the gun at him, but I've watched the footage, and y'all, I try to watch it like 20 times. But right to that point, it gets blurry as usual, you know. And they said he pointed a gun at him. I just don't believe that. When someone's running away and their back towards you, they're not a threat, right? For the cops and for civilians, I believe.
I will pause that
Everybody's
right.
gonna have their different opinions. I get.
So that part right there, you know what I'm saying, misleading. First of all, he didn't have his back to him. They ran into each other almost head on. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and nip that in the bud. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with a lot of our people that look like us. You know what I'm saying? We've been so used to the left media feeding into the propaganda. Now we doing it.
Yeah.
Without giving all the facts transparent.
Are we going to see the footage from that where he actually ran into the car, face head up?
And that's another thing. As he's saying it, he got the video playing behind him, talking about he you know what I'm saying, he ran behind him. He you know what I'm saying, there's no reason to shoot someone from behind. And I watched the footage.
Okay.
I get it. I just want to say rest in peace to young man again. But here's what's crazy about this. So this young man's father, you know, I think it was a day after. Okay. I don't know if this was a revenge thing, you know what I'm saying, but he ran over a retired sheriff in Clifton, Ohio, you know, and this was the day after, I believe. And
so he just ran over him for no reason, just out of the blue?
Yep. Ran him over.
That's that, you know. This case is going to be absolutely crazy. I don't see a lot of people bring awareness to it, so I want to bring a lot of awareness to it. It just happened in Cincinnati, Ohio. It seemed like a lot of stuff been crazy, you know what I'm saying, in Cincinnati lately. I don't know what's going on or anything like that. A lot of people are going to say that people are probably mad about the Austin Metcalf thing and Carmelo Anthony situation. Those two situations are separate. This has nothing to do with this. So for anybody that tries to bring that situation to this is not that. Different states and everything, right?
They still going to do it.
Different dates, different people. But one thing I do want to say is from the footage I've seen, y'all can form your own opinions. I'm not going to post the footage due to I would just think that it's terrible, you know. on behalf of his mom and his parents and family members to see that. But it is online, and I watched it because I want to have my own opinion about this now. And it seems to me that young man was shot in his back. You know, I know a lot of people be like, well, he had a gun. I mean, if he was running, a gun had failed, you know, he was still no threat and he was running away. But like I said, there's going to be more footage. So I'm just going to wait to talk about this more until I see more footage, because this one's a tough one. Like, but from my opinion, I'm telling y'all right now, that young man was shot in his back. But rest in peace to that young man. Condolences to his parents, especially his mom. His mom seemed very distraught. You know, this is very terrible. No one wants to lose their baby, you know, under any circumstances. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody put themselves in certain situations that end up in terrible situations, you know. But I just want to say, because someone lost their life, you know, regardless of what was going on, still the young man lost his life, you know. So I just want to say rest in peace to this young man. And I think more people need to be talking about this case, because this case is crazy. First and foremost.
He's right. I will agree with him on that one. You know, it's definitely crazy. The little boy, I ain't gonna say little boy, the young man, he might have got hit in the back, but he wasn't shooting him from the back. Because when you will see in the footage, you know, I seen the whole, even the shooting, the part where he shot him. He'll come through the dumpsters this way. The officers coming around on the other side of the dumpsters, and they kind of come like this here. When he comes in from between the dumpsters, it's not on that one there. Some of the footage, I will agree with my man. Some of the footage, on some of them, it is kind of blurry. But I think on this one here that I sent you, that we're going to see later on in this clip, it's actually pretty clear. When he runs through the gun, it's not like he like this here pointed at him. When he's running, it's kind of like this here. And the officer is in that direction, but he's not like deliberately like, hey, he's running and the gun is like this here as he's running. So the officer tell him put the gun down, but he don't say it no more. After that, bam, 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 bam. But the boy's still running. So I'm thinking like the first three, because he shot like I say 6 times. He let loose about 6 rounds. I think maybe the first 3 missed because the boy was still running. So he's bam, bam, bam.
Whose gun was like this?
The kid with the gun, the kid that got shot.
Oh, he was running like this with the gun.
Yes.
The boy was.
Yes. Because he, like you said, he dropped it first, but he picked it up because he fell down to it, and you'll see that in the clip too. He fell to his knees with the gun. They even heard the gun hit, and you can see in the footage, but it's not that clear. But you can see him reaching out, picking the gun up. Bro, they even pointed out the color of the gun. You could tell it was the beige gun. He picked it up and ran with it. Man, he should have left that gun on the ground. When he dropped it, man, forget that gun. Keep running. He would have had. He probably would still be alive. Yeah. But he picked it up, ran. And like I said, when he got in between the dumpsters, because you got to also remember too, from the officer's point of view, you just ran up on a stolen vehicle. You seen 4 people just take off running. You hear a gun drop, then you get visual on it as well. You see the gun, you see him pick it up, and all of a sudden he runs out of your view. You can't see him no more. And then when you come back, when you go around the dumpster, boom, he's right there in your face.
Yeah.
Boom, he's right there, like that. But instead, he didn't shoot automatically. He said, stop, drop the gun. Mm-hmm. He said that first. But then when that happened, bum, 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 bum. But by that time, like I said, maybe the first 3 missed because he kept running. And then eventually, once he got past him, those are the ones that hit him in the back. And that's when he went down.
All right. Here we go.
Violence in the last several hours. We are following several shootings, including one in Cincinnati where police shot and killed an armed 18-year-old. And then not even 24 hours later, get this, police say the victim's father intentionally drove into the deputy.
You said pause it?
Yeah, see it right there in the background?
Right here?
Yeah. See that right? See that? That's the gun right there in his hands. Take the mouse back up. See it? That's the gun.
Right here?
That's the gun.
Yeah, that shit is blurry.
Yeah, it's blurry. You can't really see it that clear because it's right here. But once they go to plan, it's beige. The gun is beige. So yes, when you see it in a fuzzy view, it's gonna look white. But yes, it's beige. Mm-hmm. But you'll see it when
involved in it. Gun shooting. The deputy is dead. CBS News correspondent Chanel Call is following this story and more from the newsroom. Chanel, what's the latest in that case in Ohio? This is not only one issue of violence, but then a second follow-up issue.
Yeah, Reed, just a tragic story out of Ohio this hour. A man whose teenage son was killed by police in Cincinnati, now accused of killing a sheriff's deputy. Rodney Hinton allegedly rammed his car into that officer. We now know that officer has been identified as Deputy Leary Henderson, a 33-year veteran. Henderson was notably not involved in Hinton's son's death, but want to show you police body camera video of the terrifying moments before officers shot and killed Hinton's 18-year-old son, Ryan Hinton, and want to warn you, it can be a bit tough to watch.
See, they ain't showing the shooting part, but you see how he came.
So, Reed, police say Ryan.
You see how he come from the dumpster. I just like, yeah, over here, like you're gonna have to see it offline, because if you try to see it from CBS or any other one, they're gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying? They're not really showing too much. They're gonna just show you.
Yeah, that shit that didn't even show him moving. All I saw was the camera moving, and then bam, 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 and it was just like frozen.
And that's the part where I really dislike these media. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff, yeah, they ended where he got shot. Yes, they should show that. But you see how they cut this to pull on your heartstrings. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, it's once again, rest in peace to the young man. My condolences to the family. But this is what the media does. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why you have a lot of outrage. They use these frame clips, and then people actually take this stuff and run with it instead of actually, like, when you originally when you first see something, like I said, your first impression is everything, right? So when people see it, when they get their first insight on it, the first thing is they see is this right here.
It's a wrap.
Someone with officer killed a young boy, and then they just show little clips, and then that's it.
And I don't know if I missed it or not, but like I said, I didn't see that boy move one bit. All I saw was the officer's cam shaking back and forth, and then bam, 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 and then it showed him frozen on the screen.
So if you watch this, man, look at that police out here, another police brutality. You ain't see him not one time mention that the car was stolen. You ain't see him. That the car that he got out of. You don't see him mention on this clip here. Now you don't see him mention also that he had a gun. They didn't show, and they also didn't show the part where right before he got to the dumpsters where he fell with the gun, picked the gun up, and continued running. They don't show none of that. But see, that's why you got to do your own due diligence and do, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to watch these major media outlets, man, because they only give you maybe 10% of the truth. And I'll be honest with you, I think I gave them too much. But let's keep going on and finish listening to what they got to say.
Hinton was shot twice and killed by police. This happened on Thursday during a chase after officers had responded to a call about a stolen car. His father, Rodney Hinton, now being held without bond, and police say, as well as his public defender, is saying that he had no felonies on his record. And his public defender also said this was an emotionally charged situation.
This right here is the dad. And and all them officers was in there, and people are taking this here and putting their own little twist on it. That's all I'm gonna say.
So the court will now set no bond until Tuesday, when we'll review the statute for continuing no bond under these unusual and very tragic and terrible circumstances. Where will the defendant be housed, and will he be safe? And I ask that because he was transferred, as I understand it, to Clermont County yesterday.
That's correct.
On my order.
That's correct.
And will he be returned to Clermont County until Tuesday?
It's all understanding. He'll be returned to Clermont
And
County.
you have a safe environment for him there in Clermont County?
Yes, sir.
You'll return him on Tuesday, May the 6th at 8:30 a.m. for a hearing at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
What I was going to say was, he don't deserve no bond. I don't know why. I don't know why they feel like they even asked for a bond. You know what I'm saying? We can finish let it play out. But he don't deserve no bond. Bro, you just killed another officer that had. It would be another thing. It could be a crime out of passion, if it was the actual officer that killed his son, but instead it was a random officer that wasn't even there, had nothing to do with the crime. No, you don't get no bond, bro. Matter of fact, raise his bond just for the fact, it ain't got nothing to do with the police at this point. You just killed a random person that had nothing to do with it, and they was retired at that.
Yeah, I agree.
Craig, Tanya, a very emotional news conference wrapping up. You had family members multiple times breaking down into tears. It's obvious that this is still very fresh and very painful for them. We heard from attorneys representing the estate of Ryan Hinton, along with his own family, grandfather, grandmother, little sister, cousin. They wanted to share more about how they are remembering Hinton after his death. But the press conference began with attorneys offering condolences to the family of retired Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson. They consider his death another tragic loss. Family called the media here to speak on the life of Ryan Hinton, but also to raise questions after reviewing body camera footage from his death. Their main question is this: was the officer justified in using deadly force?
As I seen in the video about my grandson, I seen two scared people. I seen the officer scared, and I seen my grandson scared. So it's an unfortunate incident that happened. So that's all I seen. It was like, I didn't see the police there trying to kill. No, what I seen was two persons made a mistake. My grandson made a mistake being there, and the officer, he was trying to get back to his family too.
Right
Well,
there.
he said it.
I don't know what part of our community can't get that. The majority that is speaking on it a little too fast, a little premature, is saying the opposite. Yeah, you got to see the comments that I've seen in some of these posts. You took one of ours, we're gonna take one of yours. Oh, let's start a GoFundMe for the dad, and all kind of extra stuff. But with the grandfather's coming out, they're saying exactly for what it is. His grandson shouldn't have been there. He was scared and he ran. He wasn't thinking clearly. The officer ran. I mean, and he was scared too. Cause like I just said, if you coming up against someone that's got a gun in their hand, and y'all running into each other like this here simultaneously, yeah, you're gonna be. I mean, I don't know about scared, but he definitely gonna be confused. I don't know about confused, but it's like it's a quick second thought. But again, at least he yelled out first. He didn't just come around the corner and see him just say, just started letting off on him. He said drop the gun first. So at least he was conscious enough to at least think that and say that first.
Yeah. And we definitely need to start holding some accountability. I don't care who gets mad about it. We be doing dumb shit. I said this before in another reaction we done. The shit that we be doing be bringing on a lot of the problems that we're having with officers.
Yep.
And that's just that. And our people refuse to accept and admit that truth. Shit is getting old. It's getting to a point where there's going to be some really bad shit happening. Because once we declare martial law, them cops going to be able to shoot your ass down without any hesitation. There ain't going to be no doggone backlash. That's where we headed. Martial law.
Don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And the whole point of this even happening in the first place is what? Because the officer responded to a stolen vehicle.
Yep.
You got
they
no
got
stolen.
pulled over. Got pulled over and stopped. Huh?
No, they was already stopped when the officers pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
They were just sitting in the car chilling. So you in a stolen vehicle with illegal guns. That's another thing. He's not even supposed to have the gun that he had. So that's two crimes right there. You stolen vehicle and possibly a stolen gun. It's definitely unregistered. So you got two wrong things right there. Then you flee. So you're evading arrest.
Yeah, and in that state, is it do they have legal carry or guns banned in that state?
I'm not sure about in that state, but bro, he's only 18.
Yeah,
He just he
what's
just
supposed to happen?
he
Yeah,
was supposed to have it anyway.
yeah,
If it was legal to carry, not. He not supposed to have it anyway. I don't know the gun laws in Ohio. It might be 21, might be 18. Some I think in Texas you can carry a rifle at 18
yeah.
openly too. But yeah, each state is different, so I really can't say too much on that one. But yeah, he was supposed to have that gun anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna keep on and get where we're going.
We're also learning more new information tonight. Hinton's family says he attended Don High School before it shut down. He was not in school at the time of his death. Family and attorneys didn't dispute otherwise that Hinton was sitting in a stolen car or had a gun on him at the time of the incident. His cousin says, however, he should not have been in that stolen car because he was locked out of the house.
You see it right there? You see, there's the chief. She pointing it out. That's him right there. When the police officer first jumped out the car, he had already got out. And that's where he fell at. And that's the gun in front of him that he's reaching to pick up. But I also didn't even pay that part of attention where he just said, bro, he was supposed to be at school.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be there.
Yep. Dumb shit.
They just sat there and said he was supposed to be in school, bro. Now I see why the cousin, that was speaking out there when he was crying and stuff, he was like, man, you're like, yeah, my bad. You when he was supposed to be there. I guess he was supposed to be making sure his butt was at school. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. We don't think before we act, then shit happen, then we react as a victim.
That is crazy. And that's what a lot of the majority, I ain't gonna jump too early, but we're gonna see as it continues to unfold what the melanated community gonna continue to ride on. So let's see. As of right now, though, they're definitely in the majority are like, nah, this was a police brutality. He shouldn't have killed him. But I will say this here as well too. I'm not gonna sit here and just try to bash the black community like that. I will say this here too, though. There have been incidents I have seen Caucasians with weapons, and they didn't catch not one bullet.
Yeah, I've seen some myself.
But they also wasn't running either. So let me throw that in there as well. They also wasn't running. So there's like all kind of different scenarios you can put in there, but it's a tough one, man. Sad story, man. It's tough.
House the night before.
I was asleep. Ryan, I'm so sorry. This was never supposed to happen to you. Ever. I'm so sorry, Ryan. I'm so sorry, Ryan. Just know he won't supposed to be there.
So this guy right here is a cousin, and he had Ryan with him?
No, he wasn't even there, bro. He was just saying he was just speaking on like he just wasn't supposed to be there. I don't know why he's saying it, but yeah, that's just he emotional right now. I like I said, I guess he felt like he was supposed to be his protector, but at the moment he should have been there. He wasn't. So you know how I get. You know what I'm saying? Some people they get emotional, but yeah, they start to take some type of blame and like, man, because normally they might have been hanging with that person or whatnot. That's all it is. He just, dude hurting right now. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he sounded like he was supposed to have some control over it or something. Like he feel like that.
Like we said, a very, very emotional press conference that wrapped up about an hour ago. The family is asking the public not to rush to judgment. Their attorneys are reviewing every report and angle of the incident they can get their hands on. At that point, attorneys say they will announce what, if any, steps they will take. We also asked about Ryan's father, Rodney Hinton Jr. Family did not want to take many questions regarding him, though we can tell you he faces aggravated murder charges, and he will be back in court tomorrow for a bond hearing. He's currently in custody at the Claremont County Jail. We're live in Corryville. Connor Steffen, WCPO 9 News.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. The father, though, he definitely gone. You know what I'm saying? He don't deserve no GoFundMe. He don't deserve nothing. Yeah, I know he lost his son, but all of that went out the window when you just killed a random person, especially someone that didn't have nothing to do with it. Now, if he'd have been, like, I think there was 2 officers. Yeah, there was 2 officers that pulled up. Now, if he'd have been one of those 2 officers, then I would have been like, all right, even that still wasn't right, but I was like, okay, he acted out of passion. You know what I'm saying? That's a crime out of passion right there. Give him, you know what I'm saying? You had to cut him. Still need to go to jail, but cut him some slack. Nah, he don't deserve no slack. Nah, you just killed a random man that was retired. They ain't had nothing to do with it. A day later, nah, dog.
Yeah. Bad, bad, bad. Sad, sad, sad. Some lessons need to be learned. Changes need to be made.
Yeah. And it's definitely not defunding the police. So let me go ahead and jump ahead of the curve before a lot of the black community, the melanated community go, yeah, we need to defund the police. All right, whatever. Defund your community. That's what you want to do. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the moment you do that, and if it was to actually happen, people, I don't think people understand. Like, you defund the police, start getting rid of the police, where you go back to the wild, wild west, where you definitely got to protect yourself. Where everybody going, you go to the Dairy Queen to go get a vanilla cone. Well, you got to have something on you, because that might be your last ice cream cone or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using something lighthearted where there shouldn't be no place. You know what I'm saying? You just going to go get some ice cream. There shouldn't be no violence there, but yet you will find it there. The moment you start defunding police and kind of, you're gonna see it in all places, period.
Yep.
No, man. So stop that, man. Start holding the accountability with the black community. Start understanding we got to stop putting ourselves in situations where these things can't happen anymore. That young man would not be shot if he not stealing no vehicles. If his butt was in school, like his parents said he was supposed to be, should be in school. Not having illegal firearms. I mean, common sense. Common sense, man.
Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye out on this right here as it continues to unfold, man. Y'all tap in, let us know how y'all feel. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, we out.